Okay, we're okay. I'm not technically late. I mean I generally start early, but I'm not technically late. I might as well be. But you guys know what I mean. Okay. All right. I was kind of rushing last minute. Give me I don't know. Halfway through the day I was like, fuck it. I don't think I'm going to stream today, and then I was like, ugh, fine, I'll stream. So, just moving some stuff around. Give me a second. 54. Okay, that does not count, okay? That does not count. As long as it's within the minute that I said, I'm on time. Nagato, Thunder, Shark, username. How's everyone doing? Justin. How you guys doing this fine... is it Wednesday? I don't know what day it is. Wednesday night or Thursday morning or... Wrong. Romero, how's you... Luvion, how you guys doing? Bug. Hold on, let me get some music started. I apologize about... so... I was supposed to start stream like 45 minutes ago, but then I saw Easy went live, and I was like, I don't want to overlap with him. So I pushed it back a little bit. And then I was supposed to go live 15 minutes ago, but then we're playing Minecraft, and some really cool stuff was happening. So, yeah. Okay, 8:15. Okay, normally I know we play games and stuff, but since I started a little late, we'll just get to reading if that's okay with you guys. I'm sure it is. You guys are generally here for the reading anyway, so kind of works out. But you were glowing. Yes, I know. The lights are a little strong. No, actually, I think the lights are fine. Maybe the lights are a little strong. Hold on. Maybe the lights are a little strong. Give me a second. Let's turn it down to... Okay. Okay. I think that looks a little bit more better, a little natural. Okay. Hi, Dr. Z. How you doing? DSV, how you doing? Just some guy. How you guys doing? Yeah, you will. I won't be here competing. I watch VODs at 2x speed. Jesus Christ. In fairness, I'm not going to judge you. If your video is longer than 10 minutes, I'm also playing at double speed, so fair. We should make it to 8:29 and 2 streams. Maybe. I petition you green screen the wall behind you and very badly of the chapter behind you. Does everyone watch 2X? I don't know. I have read all of Lord of the Mysteries like that. Jeez, good for you. No need to worry about that username. Like I said, I'm getting a green screen on Friday. We'll get that set up, okay? Yeah, okay. 8:15 after action review. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We're gonna have to probably stop in like 2 or 3 chapters because I'm already out of coffee because I was playing and I brought it up early and I drank half of it. Okay, sorry. It's a little unprofessional. I agree. But hey, you didn't come here for the production value, so let's go. Why would we want that? We want the scuff. Oh, yeah, exactly. Right now is my audiobook channel. Hey, Loki, that was actually the intent. Will you make an episode 2 video? Fuck no, Nagato. Not interested. I might make episode 3 one, because episode 2 one is just going to be... That video is going to be 40 minutes long, because there's so much they skipped. It's insane. Mr. Loki, that was actually the point. And that was actually the point of me reading, because my intention was, hopefully, after the ending of chapter 1 or season 1 of the Donghua, people would be really interested in the web novel, but a lot of people are interested in the story but don't want to read it. So it's like, hey, if you guys are up for it, just watch all the VODs and you'll get the whole story in time. The tarot cards on the right are cut off. Can't read the names. Oh shit, yes they are. Well, there you go. Sorry. Now my video is a little scuffed. There we go, no problem. Thank you for that username. Alright, let's go. Backland, 160 Bachland Street. Gehrman's figure suddenly appeared in his bedroom. The Dwayne Dantes lying in bed immediately turned incorporeal, receding into the mirror. Probably no one came tonight, and Eridus didn't cause any trouble. Upon seeing the peace and quiet, Klein secretly heaved a sigh of relief and transformed into Dwayne. Bye, we'll watch the VOD. Bye, dog. Bye, Mr. Loki. See ya. Thanks for popping by, man. Meanwhile, watery waves stirred in the mirror as silver lights gathered to outline words. My number 3. Well, hey, when you watch it in VOD, you will know that you briefly held a spot, right? Meanwhile, the watery waves stirred in the mirror. Great master, I didn't do anything today. No, I seriously acted like this as this sleeping Dwayne. In addition, I encountered something. Do you wish to know what it is? Klein felt his heart skip a beat. Tell me. A lady peeped into this house when she was walking past the street. What does that matter? Plenty of people admire surroundings when passing by. Klein was about to say something when he saw a figure on the surface. It was none other than Daily Simone. Romero, it won't, brother, because I'm going to get charms on my armor too. Get fucked. The person... this lady had turned her head to look out as she passed by Unit 160 while on a carriage riding down Bachland Street. Man, she not only had an impression of Dwayne because of the eyes, but has also grasped something about me. Anything else? Klein frowned. No, Eridus said. Klein nodded. I'm a dip into potions. I'll dip into potions too, bro. We can both play this game. What do you mean? And oil? Okay. Klein nodded and ignored the mirror's passion. He was then sent away. By the way, if anyone is interested and you want to play modded Minecraft, please let us know. We're having a great time on the server. Yeah, Romero and I are getting a little what's the right word for it? A little spirited. After doing all this, Klein took out a candle and set up a ritual. He then responded to himself, bringing all the spoils of war above the grey fog. He snapped his fingers and made the candle wick burn with a scarlet flame. Bedrock? No, Java Edition. Klein's gaze froze, as he quickly closed his eyes and turned around, his back facing the candle. He then controlled Senor to approach the desk. During this process, Senor's body trembled violently, but he ultimately reached out his right hand to extinguish the fire. I'll sleep for the night and think about it tomorrow. No, I have the Tyrant card on me, and it's already been activated. Although there's a wall of spirituality to seal it, it might not be able to fully screen out the attraction of those of the same pathway. It might only weaken its influence and take a long time. Back was in Bayam, I came and went quickly, without daring to stay long. After a few seconds, he took a deep breath, raised his hand, and snapped his fingers. Following that, he held back the horror in him as he recorded Senor to take another 2 candles to set up a sacrificial ritual. This way, it skipped the step of him responding to the summoning for the entrance to the real world. After everything was done, Klein turned around, and with great difficulty as he piously lowered his head without looking into the candle, he seriously chanted the fool's honorific name. I would play Minecraft if I had the free time. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mr. Shark. It's like, part of me is like, damn, like I'm having such a good time on Minecraft, but I'm also like, fuck, I should also be making videos. Oof. Klein's Gaves. Clever username. After everything was done, via sheer willpower, to the point of him bursting to tears, he completed the ritual and sacrificed all the items above the grey fog. Why is this taking such a toll on him? Is it just because his spirituality is coming to an end? What is happening? Klein exhaled and then went above the grey fog. Sitting in the fool's seat, he picked up the Tyrant card. Card of Blasphemy immediately became 3-dimensional, like a palm-sized book. As he flipped through the side effect from, oh, he's afraid of the fire, oh. The card of blasphemy immediately became three-dimensional, like a palm-sized book. Holy fuck, it is so hot in my house. Is it any colder outside? Oh, it's 21 degrees. Let me open the window. It's about to, oh, fuck me, dude. It's so hot in my room. The computer makes my room hot, like a fucking hot box. It's crazy. There's like good sides and bad sides to having a powerful computer. It'll make your entire fucking room a hot box. Jesus Christ. Klein was rendered speechless by this sight. Wait, no. As he flipped through the pages, each page held Gustav. He was either playing the role of a sailor or wearing a captain's hat and holding a sextant. Otherwise, he was singing loudly with the sea as his background. What the fuck is... Roselle was literally just doing a photo shoot. Klein was rendered speechless by this sight. He felt increasingly convinced that this fellow Earthling was way too narcissistic. I'd be really impressed if the demoness could also use his image. Oh, let me open my notes because we're going to get all the names. Let's go, baby. And wait, if I get the sequences, if I get the rituals, I will hopefully have a better understanding of what a good ritual for a high sequence looks like, and maybe I can give a better answer to Dr. Z's question from yesterday. Because I know she was like, I'm really disappointed in you. I was like, I don't. That's what I have, okay? Sue me. Sequence 3. Okay. So, Sailor, Folk of Rage. I have all these, right? Sailor, Folk of Rage, Seafarer, Windblast, Ocean Songster, Cataclysmic Interrer, Seeking, Calamity. Whoa. Sequence 1. Thunder God. Oh my god, you can become fucking Thor? Never mind. Sailor's actually kind of based once you get high enough. Never mind. Sequence 0. Tyrant. Nice. You can become Thor? Love that. You have received confirmation of Sequence 2 and unlocked a Sequence 1 name. Let's go! Sailor. Seeking Calamity. Sorry, I have these written in 2 places in my notes, so I'm just copying it everywhere. I apologize. And it is interesting that it's Thunder God, Justin, but also they did say that all kings back in the day used to have subsidiary gods. So like a Sequence 1... So Sequence 1 having a god name is not necessarily wrong. Queen, thanks for popping by. I'm not going to cast her. You're at like nearly 1,000, aren't you? The ritual to become a tyrant, or in other words, the Lord of Storm, is very different from that of the Black Emperor. First, it needs hundreds of thousands of followers to submit and believe in said person out of fear. And he was, oh, yeah, fair enough. Alright, you have a good night, Queen. Thanks for popping by. Secondly, it is to challenge a true deity. In other words, another Sequence 0 and survive. Finally, in this atmosphere of fear and submission, consume the potion to complete the advancement. See, that's cool. Okay. Okay, that actually gives me a great idea. So actually, let me change screens really quickly. That actually gives me a better idea to answer Dr. Z's question. Okay, so challenge a true deity and survive. Okay. So maybe for like a seer, which I believe would have something to do with subversion. Maybe the Sequence 4 ritual would be like 966. That's like a rounding error from 1,000. Queen, you're almost there. Give yourself more credit. Maybe that's like you need to subvert the plans of a demigod in some sense to advance. And if that's the case, Klein has already to a degree done that with Ince. I mean, Ince did get his way, but he did challenge him a lot. So like maybe, you know, because again, it needs to be something about their particular pathway, which, again, I think Seer has something to do with subversion. So, maybe that's... And, yeah. Good night. This sucks. As a Sequence 1 who hasn't experienced a qualitative changes to challenge a Sequence 0 and survive? Besides, what if there's no Sequence 0 during that era? Then wouldn't one need to think of a way to nurture one or to switch to a neighboring pathway? Of course, the ritual might not be necessary. With enough luck, there's still a chance of succeeding by directly drinking the potion. Sea God Kalvatua was such an example. It didn't even consume a potion, but instead unconcocted beyond her characteristic. See, this is the real you? What does that mean? What? The core of this ritual is the courage to challenge a deity with massive feelings of fear and submission. Unk started regaining himself? What does that mean? You can make good guesses, not like that one. Dr. Z, I told you last time. Yeah, I know, that's Dr. Z. I told you last time. I don't have great theories, okay? I don't have I'm not very creative. That's not me. What I do like to think I have is good reading comprehension and a good thought process. So I can guide myself through things, assuming I have enough data points to make a guess. I didn't previously have good data sets. Now that I have that, I can make a better guess. Previously I was making a confidence interval 5% guess. Almost no chance it's right. Now I can make a much better guess. Maybe confidence interval 50%. Still not great, but better. Now that you know new sequence 0, try and guess sequence seer. Okay. That's actually a fair point. Fuck. Okay, we're not reading much today, boys. We're just gonna be talking, which is fine. Okay, I don't mind. I love just our chatting streams anyway. Okay, let's go. These are, oh my god, I know much more sequence zeros than I thought. Jesus. Visionary, Moon, Black Emperor, Red Priest, Tyrant, Sun, Abyss. How many do I know, actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I know a third of all sequence zeros now. This is actually very cool. Okay, so let's try and talk through that a little bit more, okay? So, Visionary, Black Emperor, and Red Priest. No, sorry. Black Emperor, Red Priest, and Tyrant. These three seem to be more titles. They're the Tyrant, leaders. Tyrant, the Red Priest, the Black Emperor. And then Moon and Sun are celestial bodies. And Visionary and Abyss are more conceptual. They're not like a thing, they're more like concepts. So the better question is, so let's, there might be more, but currently we have 3 loosely, let's say, categories of sequence zeros. We have titles, we have concepts, and we have celestial bodies. The moon isn't, I don't even know if the moon would technically classify as a celestial body. I mean, it probably does, but okay, roughly, right? Okay, so now the question is, let's assume those are the 3, those are the only 3. There might be more, but let's assume those are the 3. To me, Seer seems much more conceptual and overarching, because if the overarching theme of the pathway seems to be subversion, hey, whatever's gonna happen, I'm gonna change it so it benefits me so that something else happens. That seems conceptual. It doesn't seem like a title, and it doesn't seem like a and it doesn't seem obviously anything like a celestial thing. Apprentice, for example, I would assume would have some kind of celestial body at the top, because astrologer especially gives me that feeling, right? So maybe, for example, we don't know any of the sequence zeros. Oh, we do. Good. See, okay. Oh, we do. Okay, good. So Tyrant would be a title. The Sun would be a celestial body. Reader, I would assume, would have a sequence zero closer to that of a concept. I don't know what it would be, but Reader would be knowledge or something, sequence zero. An overarching concept more than a thing or a title. Or a celestial body and a title. Oh wait, you have Wheel of Fortune also? Oh, yes I do. Yes I do. Monster. Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. Okay. Right? Now, that maybe doesn't work all, I don't know. Well, again, because I'm obviously making this up on the fly here. But especially with like things that only have 2 pathways that are interchangeable, I don't know how that concept would work in theory, but let's go with that, because Seer has 3, okay? Marauder. Marauder feels like the title, feels like a thing that would be, this would have the title of this would have a title, like a scam artist would have a title, right? Like the greatest con man, or like not that one in particular, but like something like that. The Apprentice, I already said, would have like a celestial body, probably. The Astrologer particularly gives me that feeling. So the Seer pathway would be some kind of concept. The one that comes to mind, like the one that comes to mind is the Elusive one. No, that would be a title. No, sorry, let me think. I'm thinking something of that vein, the Elusive one. Okay, let's turn that more into a concept. Illusory. I feel like that'd be a good title. Illusory, based on illusions, not real, for anyone wondering. I feel like that'd be good. Like, because the Seer seems to be based on, again, subversion, and if that's the case, the entire premise of subversion, the premise of clown, the premise of magician, the premise of faceless, the premise of marionettist, is that you're seeing one thing, but there's something happening that you don't know. It's an illusion. It's a facade. It's a, you know, that. Sorcerer, same principle. These ones, I don't know. These just get so high level, I don't know what the fuck. So, like, illusory would be my guess, off the top of my head. I don't know if that's a great guess or a bad guess, but that's what I'm going with the data points I currently have. All the sequence zeros have so much aura points. Most of them do, but like, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like Red Priest is kind of a letdown. I don't know if it's powers. Just the name is kind of a letdown. That's all I'm going to say. This sucks. A sequence 0 who hasn't experienced a qualitative change is to challenge a sequence 0. How does Miracle Invoker fit into that illusory theme? Well, I died. The illusion is you think I died. Like, the illusion in that scenario is that Ince thinks he got Klein. Klein's dead. That threat is gone. Whatever Klein was doing to be able to, you know, fuck up his plans with a fucking quill that would let him write fate, that it's gone. But he's not. That's the trick. Red Priest is the hardest name without context. Maybe. I just mean like Red Priest, Ritual of War. You need to become Joan of Arc. Besides, what if there's no sequence 0 during that era? That's a very good guess. See, I always expected it to be like that, even if it's not correct. You have great. Okay. I like to think I have great logic. Again, I need data points to make that work. If I tell an AI without giving it any data sets to work on, and I say rate me something, it fucking can't do anything. I don't know. Besides, if there's no sequence... no, I already read this. Never mind. With enough luck, there's still a chance of succeeding by directly drinking the potion. Wait, of course, the ritual might not be necessary. With enough luck, it's possible to succeed just by drinking the potion. Call of Cthulhu was such an example. It didn't even consume a potion, but just had an unconcocted characteristic. The core of this ritual is the courage to challenge a deity with massive feelings of fear and submission. Tyrant doesn't seem to come equipped with Black Emperor's uniqueness of distorting rules, preventing him from resurrecting from the dead and returning from the void. However, it seems to be able to transform into lightning or light for short periods of time. Your Unk mind is focused to... Bro, if my Unk mind is equivalent to AI, that's a compliment, not a fucking degradation, you... Perhaps capable of creating a planet-level disaster. Emperor Rozel's focus is on formula and rituals. His description of the Beyonder powers and deity authorities are very vague. Like, that's like one thing I've always tried to work on is... Merlin, how's it going? We were doing some theory crafting on, what I think was... Why are you so mean? What compliment starts with Unk, Justin? What is happening? You guys are gaslighting the fuck out of me. Fuck. Merlin, we were doing some theory crafting like 2 minutes ago. If you want to go back like maybe 10 minutes, you can watch it. Since we got the full sequence of Sailor, we were just talking. Tyrant, perhaps capable of creating planet-level disasters. Rozel's focus is on the formula and rituals. His experience of the Beyonder powers and deity authorities are very vague. Klein casually summoned a piece of paper that wasn't conjured. Using a fountain pen, he recorded the cataclysmic interror's formula and wrote a note in the world's style of speech. Avoid recalling the contents on that picture usually. I'm gonna go watch it in 2x. Sounds good, man. This was a warning for the Hanged Man. In the mysterious domain, matters that involved Sequence Zero require caution and carefulness. Wait. Hold on. Sorry. Fuck. Okay, we're not reading much today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We're just talking. This is fine, though. Because we read a lot yesterday, so I'm kind of a little burnt anyway. So. Title, like the Tyrant, would be the... It would be the omnipotent part, right? Like a title granted to one who's so powerful. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. The sun would be kind of like a celestial body would be somewhere in the middle. And then a concept would be the omniscience. A concept is immaterial. It's theoretical. So that would be the omniscience. This is like somewhere in between. A celestial body can both be studied, but is material and does have like a gravitational pull, is material, does have impacts on the material world. I don't know. I never really understood that theory of Klein's, but he said like, oh, like one is omniscience, one is omnipotent, but I'm kind of just trying to work with it in my head. Normally when Klein says stuff, I like to think I normally get it to a decent degree, but that theory in particular didn't make much sense to me. You know what else has a gravitational pull? Your mother. Very good. Very good. Avoid recalling the contents of that picture usually. Now I'll watch them later. Okay, sounds good, Merlin. This was a warning for the Hanged Man. In the mysterious domain, matters that involve Sequence Zero required caution and carefulness. Care needed to be taken even if it violated common sense. It didn't mean that seeing and discussing that picture on the primitive island means that they were lucky, that they were safe in the outside world. Wait, did you guys finish discussing the painting and its importance? Yes, Guy, I don't... Like, I mean, I made some guesses on it. I like to think decent guesses, but I don't know. If you're a member and you missed the last stream, it's available for you to watch right now. If you're a non-member, it'll be available in, like, 26 hours, give or take. It didn't mean... this was a warning for the Hanged Man. In the mysterious domain, matters involving Sequence Zeros require caution. It didn't mean that seeing and discussing that picture on the island meant that they were safe in the outside world. If they often recalled the matter, there might be a day that they were lucky enough to have lightning smite them down. The ritual of the cataclysmic interrer is very dangerous. It will trigger earthquakes and tsunamis, and the advance needs to consume a potion in such an environment, holding out until it ends. Watched that like last night? Klein folded the piece of paper and placed it to the side while putting away the tyrant card. After using divination to confirm that the three Beyonder characteristics were separately the Black Emperor's Pathway Mentor of Disorder, Storm Pathway's Sequence 5 Ocean Songster, and Palantir Pathway's Sequence 5 Druid, Klein had time to recall what happened during his exploration. EBS is clearly of the Sun Pathway, yeah, no shit, genius, and the City of Silver is also called the Ancient, is also known as the Ancient Sun God. Wait, the City of Silver's creator is known as the ASG, yes. This can be determined from some of the Fourth Epoch history and mural of the elves. According to the law of sequence beyond characteristic conservation, having no sequence 1 when there's a sequence 0, the White Angel back then wasn't a king of angels. Back then likely wasn't a king of angels, but if he wasn't a king of angels, he had no right to partake in the feast of the City of Silver creator. This not only has external elements in play, but also includes the problem of jumping directly from sequence 2 to 0, which has a high chance of losing control. You said sequence 0 is a title, concept, or celestial body, and Wheel of Fortune doesn't fit any of those categories? You think so? I feel like Wheel of Fortune would fit like a concept, no? Like, I mean, yes, it's a physical thing, sure, but it's more of a insofar as how it's being referred to, it's referring to more of the concept of affecting fate than or fate itself than it is like the physical Wheel of Fortune. You know what I mean? Like Wheel of Fortune is like what is Sansara? I'm sorry, Sansara. Refers to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Okay, so fine. Then it refers to rebirth, or then it refers to then it refers to like reincarnation. Either or, it's still more of a concept than a thing. Or a celestial body, certainly. Anyways, I'm gonna leave. I wasn't feel sleeping, but that's good username. You're actually going to sleep at a decent time. Have a good night's sleep, buddy. As much as I enjoy having you guys around, I also want all of you to be healthy, which does involve going to sleep. So, you know, good for you. Damn, bro, reminding me of a decent time, isn't it? It's like 3 o'clock for you now. Yeah. Well, yeah, but you normally go to sleep at like 6, so really, it's for you, baby steps username. I'm not going to take you from like 6 a.m. going to sleep to like, hey, go to sleep at 10. It's never going to happen, right? Baby steps. If we can go from like 6 to 3, and like 3 to midnight, we're making great progress. Either EBS switched pathways to become a god, or the City of Silver's main authority wasn't the sun. Or the City of Silver's creator's main authority wasn't the sun. After he defeated the ancient gods, he already allocated parts of his authority to the angels beside, making them kings of angels. Bye. Therefore, the elves' murals and the names that eventually spread had only indicated that he once wielded authority over the sun, and it wasn't an authority he held the entire time. That is true, but I don't know. I don't have enough information to make any guesses on this. Klein's train of thought quickly turned to who had built the cathedral and left the mural. Due to the messiness and the various situations, he conjured a piece of goatskin and summarized all the points by writing them down to seek out the connection. Hey, Bullseye, how you doing, man? That primitive island was discovered by Kilongos and the Hanged Man. Kilongos received a mission from the Twilight Hermit Order to obtain a priceless item. He headed to Bakon to assassinate Duke Negan and died at Azek's hands. Kilongos told the Hanged Man that deep inside the ruin was a precious item, in no way worse than Rozel's tarot card, but it was something that could only be obtained at Sequence 5. He later obtained Creeping Hunger and became a pirate admiral. The Tyrant card remains deep within the cathedral catacombs. Did Kilongos not make any attempts, or did he fail? The cathedral was built by an existence who worships ASG. The mural depicts the dark history of the true deities before the cataclysm, and is clearly on ASG's side. The Twilight Hermit Order is suspected to be established by Adam with the goal of resurrecting ASG. That island disappeared as though it never existed. Adam is the angel of imagination. Among the Twilight Hermit Order's core members, there's at least one angel of the spectator pathway, Hermes. Merlin, give it like 2 minutes, the cap will shift. I don't know why. It has like soft caps that I think 75 is a soft cap, 150 is a soft cap, and I think 225 is a soft cap. Those change. The Twilight Hermit Order tends to select members of the Sailor, Reader, or Sun pathway. It has a high chance of possessing high-sequence ingredients and items from the Storm Domain. There might be angels of the Storm Domain in it. Klein lowered his pen and looked at the contents listed out as he made a guess. Would you think the Lord of Storm would just be chill with Beyonders of his domain? Just working with the Twilight Hermit Order, which intends to bring back ASG, who probably wants to kill him? It'd be like, your kids inviting people over to your house who want to kill you, Be like, son, maybe don't bring them to the house. Ideally, I hope you don't associate with them at all, but don't bring them to the house, After listening to... How would he know? I don't know. I would think listen, there's some things I expect from gods, okay? I expect them to have some knowledge. I expect you not to be a dumb bitch, okay? Get it together. You're a god. How can you call yourself that? Spawn Camp ASG. True. After listing down all the important parts, Klein wrapped the edge of the table. Jesus Christ, that was some thunder out there. Bullseye, what's happening to you? You're becoming nicer. What is happening? You feeling okay, bud? That's very sweet, thank you. After listing down all the important items, Klein wrapped the edge of the table and muttered, "The one who sighed in the depths is a member of the Twilight Hermit Order." Lord of Storms is angry at you? Clearly, that show was loud as fuck. Kilongos caught the eye of the Twilight Hermit Order after he managed to venture deep. Later, he obtained advancement and received Creeping Hunger. If that's the case, it can be understood why he didn't go to the island again to take away the card. It's yours only if it's given. You can't touch it if not given. But that doesn't make any sense to me. Why the fuck would the Twilight Hermit Order not just keep it with them? Why would, Adam not just keep the card on him? Why would it just be sitting in a random fucking dungeon bro? Regardless, that island must have had a connection to the Twilight Hermit Order. The reason why we arrived at the tomb, you didn't read it because you're afraid it's spoilers, aren't you? Yes, and it was deleted, so... You have the blasphemy slate to them, this ain't much. That's true, but all the same, it might not be... It might not be much to me, but I know it's valuable to others. So all the same, I would probably want to keep it close to me, no? It would be like Jeff Bezos might not give a shit about a gold bar. It doesn't mean dick to him. But he probably doesn't just keep it on his front lawn. He's like, listen, doesn't mean much to me, but I'm still going to keep it in the vault. You know, it means a lot to others. They would take it. And that mad face emoji from Dr. Z is hilarious to me. I would hoard all the cards like I'm collecting Pokemon. I know, thank you, Justin. That's what everyone would do. Don't let them gaslight you. That's what everyone would do, and that's what everyone should do. The reason why we arrived at the tomb rather smoothly in the other zones and saw the picture of the Kings of Angels was because the Twilight Hermit Order had the intention of letting us do so. They were happy to let that lost piece of history be spread. However, their depiction of something from their own standpoints might not be the truth either. And go to bed early? Bullseye, I streamed till like 2:30 yesterday, bro. What are you doing? What do you mean? Later, the Twilight Hermit Order member sighed because he or she didn't expect us to quickly finish off the awakened deceased bodies and the six-winged gargoyle to obtain the card. With how things would normally go, we would have been in danger, and he quells everything, talking to us from a distance, making us outer circles of the Twilight Hermit Order. Klein carefully used he to refer to the existence and the depths of the cathedral. He suspected that the person might be the son of God, Adam. You know what? Close enough. I'm saying I wasn't wrong yesterday. Close enough. Of course, he wasn't certain if the primitive islands belonged to the Twilight Hermit Order. He believed that even divination wouldn't give him a certain answer. There were too many possibilities. If it's really as I guessed, does it mean that I missed the chance of joining the Twilight Hermit Order? If I pass their test, then I might be able to take a glance at the second blasphemy slate and obtain the high sequence formulas for the seer pathway. What a pity. However, Gearman has a mysterious origin with an organization backing him. This is known by various factions. And the Twilight Hermit Order would definitely be aware. The outcome for Gearman would probably be immediate execution. And then getting answers via spirit channeling. Klein sighed. As his thoughts whirred, he even thought of sending the Hanged Man to the primitive island again and seek out an opportunity to make him an outer member of the Twilight Hermit Order. But the problem is that the primitive island has vanished, where the Hanged Man has a chance of being a quadruple spy. Klein snapped his fingers and made the paper in front of him disappear. However, he warned himself that he would need to pay attention. This means Romero's doing overtime. See, Dr. Z, is not just me. You've built quite a reputation for yourself over time. However, he warned himself that he needed to pay attention to the appearances of any abnormalities in his daily life. He was afraid that if the hidden existence deep in the cathedral wasn't able to stop himself and the Hanged Man from escaping, that he had a deeper motive. If not for the grey fog and him having been sterilized, Klein even suspected if there were any hidden marks on him. Glancing at the items on the left, Klein flipped through the Tyrant card and placed it beside the Black Emperor card. Following that, he began considering how to deal with the remaining spoils of war. He already had plans for the Sequence 5 Druid, sell it to Frank Lee via Catlea, but the problem is whether I want to accelerate the destruction of the world, Klein laughed. Allowing a dangerous fellow like Frank to advance to Sequence 5 means everything would be in danger. No one knew what this fellow would do. What if he plants himself and obtains a bunch of Franks? That's so good! Frank would figure out asexual reproduction based. After all, I'll just be selling the druid characteristic normally. Whether Ma'am Hermit wishes to buy it is up to her. Besides, it's only sequence 5. I believe Queen Mystic and Moses' Ascetic Order will support her and ensure nothing goes wrong. Besides, the Church of the Earth Mother has a bunch of saints and angels. It's nothing they can't handle. Klein consoled himself as he placed his attention onto the Mentor of Disorder and Ocean Songster. His initial plan for the latter was to create a mystical item, but he wasn't sure if the artisan that the Hanged Man knew had the ability to do so. As for the former, he planned on selling it. Although he could make it into an item, it overlapped with the Baron of Corruption inside the glove. Wait, what's higher, Baron of Corruption or Mentor of Disorder? I can't remember. Distortion. Corruption. So why would he not replace the Baron of Corruption with the Mentor of Disorder? It's a higher sequence. It's a better, it's stronger ability. What? Like this would be like if you're walking around with a rare sword in a gacha game, and then you get a super rare sword, and you say, it's the same thing. Like, bro, why you need a soul? Oh, I see. Yes, never mind. Klein also began to realize that having too many mystical items wasn't necessarily a good thing. Particularly, a negative effect stacked are a pain. With creeping hunger and the rentable Leimano's travel, he believed it was best to travel light. Under normal circumstances, creeping hunger and death knell, along with a few purifying bullets, was enough to deal with most things. But I mean, at that point, I would probably get the Mentor of Disorder to create an artifact, and then remove the Baron of Corruption and replace it with something else. Ideally, again, if we can somehow figure out how to purify Tinder, holy shit, we're cooking. Fucking Baron of Corruption on this side, Arbiter on this side. Oh, bring it, motherfucker. Under normal when in a sea or air battle, he would have additional items from the Ocean Songster. In complicated situations, where's Tinder? Bro, it's gone. No, it's not. Wait, it's gone? What do you mean? What? I thought it was just the... I thought it just has the corruption, right? It just has the corruption of the... Wait, Klein lost it? What the fuck are you guys talking about? Oh, you're right. Oh, he threw it out. Oh, fuck. We lost Tinder. No. Oh, that's depressing. Oh, sorry. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I thought Klein just couldn't use it because of the corruption. Never mind. I apologize. Yeah, okay, I remember it now, Roy. Okay, thank you. Fuck, I forgot about that. Bitch. Okay. When in a sea or air battle... No, okay, never mind. In terms of fixed assets, I'm truly considered a tycoon now. As for the eyeball of the six-winged gargoyle, it was a material rich in spirituality and had some hints of strangeness. It could be thrown into a ritual to create charms. Klein temporarily had no better use or requirements for it, and also threw it into the junk pile. After doing all this, he disappeared from the grey fog and returned home. Saturday morning, Forrest originally planned on waking up naturally, but was awoken by the world's transmission. He was returning Leimano's travel to her. Forrest rubbed her eyes and planned on directly preparing the ritual, but when she saw her messy hair and puffy eyes, she decided to wash up first. Yeah, I remember, Dr. Z. I remember. Anyone who's a Baron of Corruption? Or a Mentor of Disorder? No, it can't be a good person. I refuse to believe it. This would be like, hey, guys, listen, I'm a good person. I just, I'm just a serial killer. Like, they're not, like, mutually exclusive. Like, I'm pretty sure they are, bitch. Been playing Kingdom Come 2. It's goated after you kill enough enemies and take the armor. Oh, yeah, Bullseye. It's, yeah. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2 are brilliant games. If anyone hasn't played them, I can't recommend them enough. They're really, really, really realistic, though, so they can't be annoying. Not gonna lie to you. Like, let me give you, sorry, really a little off topic, not because I know not everyone's interested, but the game is so hardcore that it has two. You can play it in standard mode and hardcore mode. If you play it in hardcore mode, before the game even starts, as soon as you click hardcore, there's a dice roll. And if you get below a 10, you die in childhood and you die in the game. And then you gotta restart and then you gotta start again. Like, that's how realistic it is. Force rubbed, yes, she had finally sold the 2 properties yesterday, selling them at a higher price than expected. Even after deducting taxes, she received £6,550. To her chagrin, gold coins which were used in daily life may appear common, but when she attempted to collect them in mass, she failed to get many. After plenty of work, she only got 600 coins. I can finally repay the debt and complete the transaction. Force combed her hair and began setting up the ritual. I spent like 4 hours finding a shovel. You can throw your back out. Yeah, Bullseye. Same thing. Like if you play hardcore, other than just dying, there's also like the only one I ever saw was like as a child you were kicked in the leg by a horse, and now your maneuverability is 15% slower. Which is sad, obviously, for a kid to get kicked by a horse, but so funny in the context of the game. Phew, I can repay the debt and complete the transaction. Force combed her hair and began setting up the ritual. Last night, to celebrate her first time getting so much money, she secretly drank half a bottle of Lanty and a barrel of beer. She drank a barrel of beer? Jesus Christ. During the ritual and some communication, Force paid £5,200 and 600 gold coins, closing the assassination commission and receiving an interrogator beyond her characteristic. This way, she still had £2,530 in cash. As for the royalty from her books, although they weren't much, they were pretty stable. After a brief wait, Force saw the door of sacrifice and bestowment ritual light up. One of them was Leimano's travel, and the other was a prism. Mr. World sure has many characteristics on hand. Force sighed silently before thanking the fool and ending the ritual. Finally, she picked up Leimano's travel and flipped through it to see what additional powers there were. She froze because 2 of the charred yellow pages weren't empty. They were filled with mysterious powers at the demigod level. How extravagant. This was the first time she had seen a demigod power. As a best-selling author, her first reaction was that the world was chasing after her. The lone minister of finance thinking with Raynette sleeping on a bed of gold coins. Yeah, no, actually, it's the other way around, Dr. Z. So the lone minister of finance is like, damn, we're getting so many gold coins getting paid back to the bank, to the internal ministry. What is happening? And it's like a Raynette actually paying her like 6 months worth of backdrawn fucking mortgage payments. I should try not to use it. I'll let Mr. World use it when he rents it again. Force exhaled with some fear, lacking the guts to take advantage. After composing herself, she used the crystal ball and it identified all the new Beyonder powers. She felt they were relatively powerful apart from the full moon. If I wanted to commit suicide, that's a useful one, she muttered. True. At 7 in the evening, Klein wore starched clothes as he waited at the foyer with Butler Walter and Richardson. Soon he saw a familiar face, Aaron Saris. The surgeon walked in, helping his pregnant wife. Pregnant lady. Klein's heart stirred as he walked over with a beaming smile. That's actually another also good one. Pregnant lady. Klein's heart stirred. Bros into pregnant women. Okay. Guys, give me 2 minutes. I need to go make some coffee. I'm all out. We'll come back. We'll read like 3 more chapters, and we'll call it. We'll call it the day. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Whew, let's keep going. Ankh needs his coffee like you wouldn't believe, Justin. Whew. Let's go. Hey Blaze, how you doing? We're reading chapter 4 or volume 4, not chapter 4. Jesus. Oh, that's so much better. Whew. 817 guests. Ending of volume 4 was epic. Oh, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Because the ending of Volume 3 was kind of a little bit of a letdown, I'm not going to lie. So that is unbelievably good to hear. Nice. Good for you, Nagato. Okay. Let me change the music, because we're in a very chill, very nice party. I'm playing Witcher 3 party music, okay? There's Witcher 3 music for everything. As a polite gentleman, Klein knew that he shouldn't stare at Aaron's wife, so he said, "Good evening, Aaron. How may I address your lovely companion? My wife, Wilma Gladys, a middle school teacher. Oh, it appears you're about to become a father again. When's it due?" The topic he had planned to cover when talking to Aaron had been a few new surgery techniques in the paper, but he never expected him to bring his wife. This was a pleasant surprise, because Ma'am Wilma Gladys was expecting the unborn snake of Mercury, Will Ossepton. You're gonna love it with so much info dump. Oh, that's awesome! Holy fuck, Blaze. Yes, that's actually my favorite, because it helps me make sense of the world. Okay. Aaron glanced at his wife's tummy and said, "Early July, if you don't mind, I wish to invite you to his birth party." Just as he said that, the gentle and black-haired lady, Wilma, suddenly felt her tummy exclaim in pain. "What happened?" Aaron said. "He kicked me." "But he's calmed down," Wilma said. I love how Will is like, "No, not this fucking dickhead. Don't invite him. Fuck him." She then looked at Dwayne and smiled. "Because of my pregnancy. I've been home all the time and haven't been to such a ball in a while. Feeling pent up at home, I got Aaron to bring me along. Although I can't dance, I'll at least be able to talk with other ladies and find some time to play some cards. Your presence honors me. I will come for the birth party in early July." He wasn't affected by the tiny accident, as he still remembered Dr. Aaron's invitation. Klein bullying a Sequence 1? I know, think about it. A Sequence 5 bullying a Sequence 1. How goated is our guy? After exchanging a few words of pleasantry, Klein handed over the gift to the valet, Richardson, and got him to lead the 3 guests to the hall. Oh, ice cream? Nice. Without needing to wait long, he arrived at his second guest, Bishop Electra. His partner was a lady in her early 20s who still had a bit of baby fat to her cheeks. Good evening, Your Excellency. My sleep has been excellent recently," Klein said. "This is a blessing of the goddess," Electra said. "She's my wife, Shona Johnson." A priest being into young ladies? I've never heard of such a thing. As he often invited Dwayne and had been to his residence several times, he didn't need to prepare any gifts for the ball. It would appear overly polite and too distant. "Nice to meet you. You were a lot younger than I imagined," Klein greeted Shona half politely and half jokingly. Meanwhile, he silently did the math. Does that mean that the bishop got married 2 years ago? That means his wife was only 18 or 19. The age difference is huge. Upon hearing Dwayne's joke, he recalled a conversation back when he said he was visiting him when he was sick, and said, "She's someone who likes a bustle. If she's free, she has no wish to miss any ball." No wonder he likes her. Hey! Klein didn't speak any further because he saw Ma'am Mary alight from her carriage and was walking over. After letting Bishop Electra and his wife enter the hall, Klein smiled at Mary and said, "Ma'am, perhaps we will be fellow workers next week." The lawyer and the accounting team he hired had completed their investigation and had cleared the coin company's audit and said it was suitable for investing. Furthermore, he had already reached a preliminary agreement with the gentleman selling the shares. Final confirmation of the 3% was £12,800. When Mary said that, she said, "I already treat you as a partner." This seems to have a deeper meaning. Please don't tell me Dwayne has caught your fancy," Klein said. "I hope for a pleasant partnership." Bro first preached and then breached. No! Oh, that is sacrilegious, but that is so good, Blaze. That was so good. At this moment, more and more of the guests were arriving. Klein recalled the corresponding topics and warmly greeted all of them. If it wasn't for my ability as a faceless to remember everyone, I would have no idea who they are. Klein then saw Member of Parliament Macht and his family. He smiled. Good evening. Today's starry sky is beautiful. I've been in Backland for 20 years, but the number of starry skies I've seen combined cannot even compare to the number I've seen this year. I hope there'll be more this time, Klein said to Ma'am Rihanna, and said that I hope that both of you have gotten a boarding school. I heard that both of you have gotten a boarding school for Hazel? A boarding school education is becoming increasingly popular. It's the same for females, Rihanna said. And most importantly, perhaps Hazel will get to know more friends. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem too happy about it. She can't bear to leave us. No, she probably has some bullshit in Backland that she doesn't want to leave. In Backland, boarding schools that targeted females of high society had already grown to popularity. The fees for such schools were about £500 a year. That is insane. Oh, sorry. Okay. She probably can't bear to part with the sewers here, Klein lampooned. Yay! Okay, we made the same joke. When it was almost time, he didn't wait by the door and instead walked to the second floor, standing by the railing and facing the main door. Holding a cup of champagne, he surveyed his surroundings and said, I'm very happy all of you could grace this ball with your presence. First, I'd like to thank the goddess as well as yourself. I've prepared everyone local music and food from Desi. I hope you will like it. After the simple speech, Klein walked down in preparation to invite a lady to dance. Typically, a married host would invite his partner for the opening dance, while unmarried men or women would invite a relative of the opposite sex, or someone they had their eyes on, in an appropriate form of a blind date, but Dwayne didn't have any family or any suitable targets, so this was rather embarrassing, but he had an experienced butler. His butler hired a socialite of high society, and although dancing the opening dance would result in some rumors, it would make others believe they were dating. Marthvon, how you doing, man? I don't think I've seen you here before. How you doing? Thanks for popping by. Yeah, I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but in fairness, it has now been 4 months and we're on volume 4, so you know. Huh. What other videos are you planning on doing? Great question. I had one that I already had the script made out for. It should probably be done tomorrow night. It's why Lord of the Mysteries will be Anime of the Year. At least that's a working title. I'm going to probably adjust that a little bit for more clickbaity, but yeah. Therefore, Klein looked at the lady named Aurea without any guilt as he walked towards her. It will be in like... Okay, really it's been closer to 3.5, Justin. March 17, 18, something like that was the first day I streamed. The lady was a widow who had good relations with several people in Bakon's high society. She had quite a status in her circle, but of course, she wasn't well liked by the ladies. Nagito, trust me, I got it. Anyone with a bit of standing, but of course, she wasn't well liked by the ladies. Anyone with a bit of standing looked down on her. Why? Regarding Aurea's female charm and bearing, it was especially so with her figure, with alluring curves. If it wasn't because her looks were only above average, Klein would have suspected she was a demoness. Whoa. Quite a compliment. I love how the biggest compliment you can give a lady in Lord of the Mysteries is she might be a demoness. That's insane. Ma'am, may I have the pleasure of dancing with you? You are a gentleman that cannot be rejected. The aristocrats, wait, what? You dance really well. If Wahana hadn't mentioned it before, I wouldn't believe that you weren't able to dance before. Aurea deliberately leaned in close. As they moved in step, her breathing could be heard. Yeah, I noticed that too, Dr. Z. And I feel like normies or who haven't read the donghua generally find it like amazingly good, and web novel readers are generally it's not great. No, they're missing so much. I say that, but Romero did have like a spectacular 18-hour crash out, so 14. Never mind. As she was a stranger, Klein was a little uneasy by the close distance, but he couldn't push her away. I just didn't know how to dance such dances. In fact, I'm good at some kind of dances from Desi Bay in the southern continent. I also like those kinds of dances. They're full of strength and passion. It's danced for yourself and not for others. Towards the end of the opening dance, she said with a suppressed chuckle, "If it wasn't for the rumors, I would have even suspected that you don't fancy women because you're so stiff. But I no longer have any doubts." As she spoke, she glanced down. Klein was rather embarrassed. Oh no! She was rather good at using her body and words to create a suggestive atmosphere. But Klein was Dwayne Dantes was an experienced man and couldn't admit defeat. He smiled. Stiffness is a result of the backland social scene. "I can teach you," Oriah said. "You're really passionate," Klein responded. The words had a double entendre that nearly left Klein blushing. He even began to suspect if she was related to a demoness. He continued wearing a stoic expression as he bent his back to a bow. He sent Oriah back to her spot. Through the corners of his eye, he caught Wilma Gladys, who was pregnant with a snake of mercury. Her apparent target was the first batch of ice cream. Yes. I can't judge her for it. I love ice cream. I generally don't eat any sweets at all, but ice cream I will do. Hey Blaze, no, it wasn't a crash out on stream. No, Romero was crashing out on the Discord voice chat for like 14 hours straight. No, I can tell. In 2 days, we're gonna have a great time, okay? We're gonna have a great time. 8:18, a warning. Who's giving who a warning? Is Will Ossepton gonna give Klein a warning? Hold on, let me see if I can find it really quickly. There's a song from The Witcher 3 that I'm looking for. I know Witcher 3 so well. Like, there's like I don't remember the OST names because I don't remember them for anything, but I actually know it so well. Like, I knew exactly which music would fit this well. Klein's gaze moved away from Wilma Gladys and looked at the pastries with like carrot cake and cream puffs to the side. He gulped down his saliva and forced himself to retract his gaze while he prepared to invite Mary for a dance. As the host, he couldn't skip any of the first 3 dances, therefore all he could do was temporarily forget his hunger. At this moment, Wilma, who was pregnant, walked to the spot where there was ice cream. She reached out her hand before retracting it. "You want some?" Dr. Aaron hadn't joined the first dance because he stayed with his wife's side. "No, I don't. I'm pregnant. It's not good to have ice cream." "But the little fella in my tummy wants a little. Just a little." "Then have some. Leave the rest to me." "You spoil me too much," Wilma replied. "They're so cute together. I love this." She didn't object to it as she watched her husband pick up a scoop of ice cream that had been circled with ice. After taking 2 bites, Wilma closed her eyes and shifted her gaze, looking at the ladies who hadn't participated in the dance either. They were chatting about something in hushed tones. They had smiles across their faces. What the hell are they talking about? She was piqued. Her interest was piqued, and she walked over. Wilma was disappointed as she asked the ladies who were standing there, "Do you know what they were discussing?" As the ladies quickly dispersed. "I'm not interested in their topics," Hazel said. She didn't fault her for being impolite, because pregnant ladies often had some privileges. Yes, they do. Only then did Wilma realize that Hazel was holding a cup of champagne. She had no intention of being invited to a dance 47 hours till the next episode. 48 nuggets, so at least for Crunchyroll time. She only has a sense of pride that stems from the bottom of her heart. Even when looking at a baronet madam, she will only maintain the most basic courtesy. After completing 3 dances, Klein briefly had a reprieve to stuff himself. Due to the influence of Death Knell, he had drunk a little too much. Having a short conversation with Bishop Electra, he had to apologize and take his leave to the washroom. In fact, he could hold out for another 3 more dances, but he felt that Will Ossepton might have wanted to communicate with him. Therefore, he found a suitable place without anyone around. Although he is a fetus and came here passively, if he doesn't wish to meet me, he has 100 ways to stop her from heading out. Crunchyroll translation is really bad. It's really bad, Metatronus, but the truth of the matter is, I like watching it because it's so bad. It keeps me so engaged, because I'm so hyper engaged. Like, I love the donghua. I love the book. I would have always been engaged, but it's so bad. I find it like, I'm like hyper engaged because I want to find out the problems in it. Like, you ever have that where you're like, where like a bad book is better than a good book? Because a good book you're just enjoying and you're kind of like in the groove and you're kind of reading it passively, but a bad book you're like okay, you're actually having to read through this because you're like fucking trying to grind your way through it. Ugh. Just as he was in a dilemma to deal with his bladder or patiently wait in the bathroom, his spiritual perception told him to look at the mirror. The only thing he could discern was there was a child wrapped in silver silk. Your fate seems to have deviated a little. What happened? You should ask yourself. The infant scoffed. All I know is that you likely met an angel. Can angels see my uniqueness? I've met Orange Light, and he said that only high-level creatures of the spirit world, as well as deities with certain unique authorities or a beyonder who represents fate to a certain point, can discover it. Of course, close contact has to be made. Probably not, because you aren't dangerous, Will Ossepton sucked his thumb. Besides, apart from you being unique, some items on you or your companion might have similar uniquenesses that can garner the interest of that person. Items on me, my companions. Klein's mind raced as he discovered that he might have been psychologically cute in the past. And along with the fact that he hadn't thought of it, he missed out on something. When exploring the primitive island, he brought Grozel's Travel, a book created by Onkvolt. How come Lissa is already a backlash? I know, right, Metatronus, yes. Wait, wrongs? What are you referring to? Are you referring to the baby voice? How should I resolve this? Klein asked. There's no need. In the long term, this should be something good. There might be some trouble midway. Furthermore, you're already burdened with so many matters. An additional matter wouldn't matter. I warned you so that you may take note and not be stuck in trouble. Makes sense. One stops worrying when there's too many debts. Perhaps it might create opportunities and let my debtors end up fighting. Yes, the baby eunuch voice. My friend who wishes to obtain a drop of mystical item wishes to know what do you need? What do I need? There's plenty I need. For example, the means to accommodate the die of probability, or how to finish off Ouroboros. If it's possible, you can take as many vials of blood as you want. But, can it be done? If it's possible, why take the risk to finish off Ouroboros? Wouldn't it just be easier to deal with a weak snake of fate like you? As Klein lampooned, he shook his head. No. Then think of something else. I am in no rush. There's a very arrogant lady at the ball tonight. There's something wrong with her. If you have the chance to chat with her, you can lead the topic of conversation towards dreams. Hazel? Dreams? Klein nodded. Okay. That paper crane is about to tear. How should I contact you in the wait, no. Oh, sorry, that's Klein saying this. That paper crane is about to tear. How should I contact you in the future? Are you hoping that I can fold a paper crane for you in my mother's tummy? Even if I can, you couldn't get it, fool. If I have any desire to find you, as long as you live here, I can do so during the dreams. Stop the voice acting? Fuck no. If you have any emergencies, just visit my father directly. After all, you don't have to wait when using the paper crane. Wait, don't you have to wait when using the paper crane? Alright, as a fetus who hasn't been born, I need more sleep. Let's leave anything else to the future. As Klein, all Klein could do was nod and say, if there's nothing else from you. Just as Will was about to dissipate his body, he paused. Another thing! What is it? The ice cream your cook made is too sweet. What? You should have kept the voice for the evil spirit like this? No, that's a Morty voice. That's more of a... Oh, geez, Rank. I actually wanted to go to the Banshee Harbor, but yeah, that's more nasally. It's not a childish, eunuch voice. You know what I mean? Klein temporarily didn't react to what he was saying until the black pram vanished from the mirror. He then snapped out of a daze. After settling the problem with his bladder, he washed his hand and came out, and found Richardson and instructed, go to the kitchen and get him to lower the sweetness of the ice cream. Richardson didn't ask why, and did as he was told. Mr. Dwayne hasn't touched the ice cream, so how does he know? That was the Capim voice? Capim? Who the fuck is Capim? Capim. I know the name. Someone tell me who he is. Oh, jeez, Ring. that guy. Ramiro, that's so good. Oh, the human trafficker. Yes. Yeah. But Capim and him both have the Morty voice. Dude, I'm not a voice actor. I don't have that many voices in my expertise. Okay. I can change my pitch and I can slow down and speed up the cadence, but I'm no fucking voice actor. At this moment, as the previous dance was happening, Klein wasn't in a rush to consider a dance partner. He walked to the long table and seized the opportunity to have some delicacies. Just as he picked up a desi roasted fish, he saw Wilma Gladys lean over. The lady nodded at the host. This beverage is nice. I've never had it before, referring to a cup of sweet iced tea. It's sweet iced tea from the south. Klein explained with a smile as he glanced at her tummy. He seems to be very obedient. Or perhaps it's a she. Most of the time, but there might be some stirrings in the middle of the night at times. Middle of the night? Don't tell me it's when he's replying to my questions. Klein suddenly, we got ASMR and voice acting. Next stream is pics. Wait, what? Huh? Klein suddenly broke out in a sweat as he feigned ignorance and cast his attention back onto his plate. When the new dance began, Klein handed his plate to an attendant and glanced at Hazel. He walked over. Ma'am, may I have the pleasure of dancing with you? It will be my pleasure. I don't know if you guys like this music, but like I love I find this so cheery. It's so nice. Also, I don't know how much you guys can hear it because it's obviously toned down for you guys, but for me it's like it's at full blast, so bro is a hunter and wait, do we know how old Hazel is? Well, she's still going to boarding school, so she's got to be young as fuck, eh? Three chapters in 1.2 hours. This is true, Nagito, but we're having fun. We did so much. Think about it. He did all the voices, a man and a woman, young and old, a real voice actor. Listen. Today I said it was more of a chill stream anyway, because I'm I'm kind of sleepy. I'm kind of sleepy. I'm a little tired. We're just chill. We did some theory craft and we're chilling. I feel like I'm having so much fun. It's like if every stream could be this chill, would be a great time. Yes, we're reading slower, but that's okay. Guys, we're over halfway through now. Audition for season 2 English dub. Okay, let's think about it. Since we're already kind of fucking around anyway. Who would I best portray in season 2 of Lord of the Mysteries? Lord of the Mysteries is a continuation of the... Oh, I see. Okay. It's a cool game with this atmosphere. All the Witcher games are amazing, monks. Who would I best play in Backland? Let's think about it. I feel like I could do a pretty decent lawyer Jurgen. I feel like I could also... You gotta wait till season 3, then you can play Ed Sheeran. Fuck you, Bullseye. Fuck you. Who do I feel like Ed Sheeran would be great. Isengard? Oh my god, do you guys think so? That's so sweet. Maybe. Isengard? The bar Casper's because he old, you bitch, Ramiro. You can portray as Rosego, the fraud. Fuck you too, Justin. God. Damn it, I agreed with Nuggets. So I feel like I would do a pretty good lawyer Jurgen. Isengard's not bad either. Whoever said Casper's and Rosego, fuck both of you. I feel like I could do a pretty good... I feel like I could do a pretty good Cap'em. I could do a pretty good Cap'em. You know, play the lawyer's grandma. Yes, dear, please come have dinner at our house today. For real? Can you speak in monotone for lawyer again? Yes, I think I can. I will bring you the contract in 2 days. For private detectives, it is important to have a lawyer on call at all times. You will often have run-ins with the police that will require assistance. I think so. Merrick? Maybe Merrick. Okay. Amidst the soothing melody, Klein and Hazel began dancing. Klein took the initiative to break the silence. I often had nightmares some time ago, but thankfully I had the goddess's blessing. I prayed a few times and drank a few cups of holy water, and I stopped jolting awake. What kind of nightmare? Will was right after all, Klein thought. I was being pursued by all kinds of monsters inside an abandoned, dilapidated cathedral. But you probably know, it's almost impossible to remember the details in a dream. I find it hard to describe. Old Mr. Eye of Wisdom suits me better? Yeah, probably because it has old in it. Fuck all of you. But that is a rather flattering suggestion. Isengard, the best detective in Backland. I will take that. I will take that handsomely. Huh. Hazel didn't say a word, but her eyes were colored with dissent. This meant that she believed that dreams weren't necessarily impossible to recall. As Klein took a step diagonally with her in his arms, he said, "Indeed, I've had a very clear dream in the past. Back then, I was still in the southern continent with Nuggets, so fuck you, dude. The guy who has to talk about, he has to answer all the embarrassing questions? Yeah, fuck you. Back then, I was still in the southern continent. I dreamed of an inverted mausoleum. It was constructed from pitch-black stone columns. There were zombies covered in white feathers. I had such a dream for several days, and it's quite embarrassing. I was very afraid back then, so I frantically went to a nearby city and found a divination club. Got them to interpret my dream, and I received the conclusion that during one of my purchases, I offended the faith of a local tribe that believed in death. I went to the tribe and apologized, and gave them gifts, and I never had the dream again. Be the guy at the bottom of the spire that Amon was inside of? Amon was inside of a guy? I'm sorry, Justin, repeat that for me. kind of halfway joke, but I also didn't understand what you were saying. He had fabricated the story as a seer. He had fabricated the story from his experience as a seer. His goal was to pique Hazel's interest, to see if she would unknowingly reveal something. When Will Ossip had mentioned that there was something wrong with Hazel and suggested chatting about dreams, Klein suspected that her dilemma stemmed from a dream that kept happening. Otherwise, it was hard to explain how, despite being a Sequence 8, she had a severe lack of knowledge towards to the mysterious world with her blind arrogance. And the former captain who lost control, Chief's brother? What? Oh, the old guy who was like locked away for like 40 years or whatever the fuck. It made it she was a lady from high society, educated at home, which made it hard for her to contact unaffiliated Beyonders. After all, her father was a member of parliament and definitely was protected. So she had no lack of Beyonders around her. The former captain lost control, Chief's brother. Do we know? Yeah, we know. Yeah, tomorrow. You can play Sharon. That's very sweet. I'm not pretty enough. That one is old enough for you, Unk. How about you play Will Ossipton as a fetus, you fucking child? God. Sorry, I don't mean to crash out, but goddamn, enough Unk jokes and I'll just like... I'll eventually hit back. Okay, I apologize. Therefore, Klein believed that Hazel might have made contact with someone or had caught the fancy of some powerful Beyonders due to her personality. Through dreams, she was slowly guided to become a Beyonder, without giving her unnecessary knowledge. At the same time, the entity enticed her to dig into the sewers and search for something. There were two main reasons that solidified this theory. It was because of Willa Ossipton's words. Secondly, Sequence 5 of the Marauder pathway was Dream Stealer. It was impossible that it only had one Beyonder power of stealing the intent behind an action. After nearly 10 seconds, Hazel asked, "Why don't you head to the Goddess Cathedral?" She is careful and doesn't divulge anything. There weren't many cathedrals of the goddess around. It was a region held in faith in the god of steam and machinery. Hazel didn't continue the topic, and Klein also quieted down. After the dance, he sent Hazel back to where she was standing, and he headed for the long table. At this moment, he saw Bishop Electra enjoying some red wine. Unlike the Church of Storm and the God of Combat, clergymen of the Evernight Goddess were prohibited from excessive drinking. They needed to reject dilapidated spirits, and they could only drink champagne beer and red and white wine. How is it? This should be your first time holding such a grand ball, right? Electra asked. Very troublesome, and it's also... The biggest problem is having so many dances in a row is exhausting. I keep sweating and wanting to drink. Wes, how's it going, man? How you doing? Until I saw her at the end of the volume? You thought Sharon was a lolly? How? You'd play a priest? Yeah, you give that vibe? Yes, my son. I have brought my 19-year-old wife. No, I couldn't do it. Hey, Wes. Yeah, new camera setup, man. How's it looking? Bishop Electra chuckled. While you're here in Backland, don't slack on any physical exercise. At times, the social scene is more tiring than you can imagine. The description was like one like a doll and shit. Oh, I see. And Jesus Christ, bullseye. With that said, he said with a jibbing smile, "Ma'am Aurea has endorsed you, believing that your character matches your appearance. I'd like to thank her for her endorsement." Who the fuck is Ma'am Aurea? Is that the lady he was dancing with at the start? The widow? I'd like to thank her for her endorsement. Klein was momentarily unable to find the words as he replied, "A person's character can't be determined from a single dance." Your Excellency, I've recently involved myself in some business, and I'm afraid that I might offend a gentleman in power. I'm a little worried. Don't worry. He was referring to Baron Cindrus. Don't worry. Bacon follows the rule of law. Besides, the goddess will bless you. Oh, okay, thanks, Jerem. That's relieving. Praise the lady. Klein drew the crimson moon on his chest. You should play Emlyn? I don't think I could do a pretty good Emlyn, dude. I feel like I'd be pretty bad. Plus my hate of vampires would show up. After Electra headed for the dance floor, his gaze darkened. He wasn't feeling fearful or hatred, he just felt a slight guilty conscience. Up to this point, the Church of the Evernight had been good to him. Although money was the reason, they had provided him plenty of help to the point of providing him protection. Yet he was planning to deal with the Keepers, as well as contemplating how to steal something from them. If this plan takes too long, I'll really need a periodic psychological treatment, or I'll have some mental problems. Oh yes, sorry Dr. Z. Vampire. In an apartment in Sherwood Borough, Gio came home with Fainapotter pies and Desi sweet tea. She said, "Don't eat too much of such food. It's unhealthy to Fours." Why do you say that? Fours stuffed her mouth. I read about it in a new magazine. As a bounty hunter, maintaining one's figure is a necessity. Gio hesitated. Come on, the doll moments would be so funny. That is actually kind of true. For scoffed, you're a beyonder geared for combat, an extraordinary bounty hunter. There's no need to bother about it, maintaining your figure. Batman. Emlyn would be such a good target for the Morning Moys. Oh, jeez, Mr. Fool, I just don't think I can beat those vampires by myself. Can I get access to your super secret hidden chest and allow me some sealed artifacts? I will compensate you fairly. Oh, jeez, Rick. I think Emlyn is the most dumb in the Tarot Club. Yeah, by far. I think so. I think it probably goes like, not including Klein, because it's not really fair. Cat Leia. Alger. The Sun, maybe? The Sun and Audrey are very close. The Sun, Audrey, and Fours are all actually pretty close. Although I would put it in that order. I think... And then Emlyn at the bottom. Emlyn at like far bottom. The Fours, Audrey, and the Sun I feel like are pretty relative in terms of intelligence. I want to be clear. I'm referring to intelligence, not knowledge. Those are different. Alder smarter than Hermit? I don't think so. I disagree. I think you can make a very good case that I also have Alger better than Cat Leia. Okay, maybe I'm ranking her high because of her knowledge and not her intelligence. That might be fair. Alger built himself up by step by step. That's actually fair. Okay, you know what? I accept that criticism and I will amend the list. We'll say Alger and Cat Leia then. Rank the demonesses. If you guys want to send, if you guys can send an image of all the demonesses that we have so far, I will rank them, but only in terms of their looks. That's the deal. In an apartment, wait, okay. For scoffed, you're a beyonder geared for combat, an extraordinary bounty hunter. There's no need to be so bothered. Perhaps you've missed out on your final opportunity to grow taller as a result. Where's the world? That doesn't... Cat Leia literally is getting fed knowledge. Okay. Right, I heard that those from the warrior pathway have an effective way of raising one's height. It's obvious just by looking at those barbarians from Facesack. Gio was taken aback as she sighed, but I was born half arbiter. I have no way of becoming a warrior. Clearly, she had considered it in the past. Realizing that she had triggered her friend's memory, she acted as though she hadn't said a word as she focused on her dinner. After they were done eating, Forrest pulled Gio into her bedroom and said, "You've helped me tremendously, so I want to give you a gift." "What troublesome matter do you need help with this time?" Gio said. Forrest blinked. As she reflected on her recent behavior and chuckled, "This is for the past." The past. Without waiting for Gio to reply, she took out a metal box under Gio's doubtful gaze, one used to store cigars. "I don't smoke," Gio said. Forrest tersely answered as she opened the box, revealing the pillar, the translucent hexagonal pillar. "Interrogator?" Gio's gaze froze. "Yes. A participant at a Beyonder gathering was selling it cheaply. I was afraid of missing the opportunity and bought it. As you know, I've recently been rewarded by my teacher because of something a while back. I'm not exactly short on cash." Gio knew that her friend had been out recently, claiming that she was doing something for her teacher, but she found it unbelievable that she could buy an interrogator characteristic as a gift. Is she still gambling, having earned large sums of money after becoming an astrologer, or has she finally cast her sight onto a bank vault and used her door-opening powers to rob the cash inside? About 2 or 3 seconds later, she made a decision. She was to randomly head out 2 days a week and then secretly observe what Forrest was doing. If it wasn't for her trust in her friend's character and a bottom line, she would have suspected she had become the mistress of a powerful Beyonder or tycoon. It's too valuable," Gio waved her hand. "I'll have matters to trouble you with in the future. Just treat it as an advanced payment." We're good friends. There's no need to talk about payment," Gio hesitated. "Then treat it as an early birthday present. Don't you dare reject it." "But my birthday is more than half a year away," Gio muttered, eventually reaching out to take the characteristic. "Oh, they're such good friends. Good for you guys." Nagito, what did you say? "I think you'll be a good Danitz?" I feel like I could do a decent Danitz. I feel like I would be a better Anderson, though. But I feel like more serious characters I could do. The more silly a character becomes, the worse I would be. Sunday afternoon, Gio repressed her excitement and anticipation as she headed out as per normal. She planned on heading to a specific route to leave a corresponding mark to schedule a meeting with MI9. She is lazy, but she has a strong moral compass. Yeah, that was very sweet. After obtaining the Beyonder characteristic and digested the Sheriff Potion, all she needed was the formula to advance to Sequence 7. It was a crucial step for her investigation of the truth and restoring her family's honor. Therefore, she was eager to receive a few more missions to accumulate the contribution. After doing all this, she planned on circling the East Borough to see if there was any important news. Then she planned on returning home to Tail Forest to figure out what her friend was up to. However, the moment she entered the East Borough, she had a hunch someone was staring at her. The plot thickens! 8:20. Alright. Alright, last chapter. Let's go. And was died? What the fuck? Wait, Nagato. Wait, Bullseye. Wait, DSV, are you here by chance? What happened? Electricity ran through my body? Jesus Christ. I love when Audrey is like, only I know this info and feels like she has achieved some shit, and Alder's reaction to the info, it's almost... Jesus Christ! Wait, what? Okay. Jesus Christ, please. Okay, thanks for that. Who is it? As a sheriff, Gio had sharp intuition for monitoring and being monitored by others. Her heart tensed up. In the past 2 or 3 weeks, she hadn't encountered anything particularly noteworthy. The few criminals she apprehended weren't beyonders. Alright, Nagito. I asked if DSV was here, because he would have been my first pick, but if he's not here, you're on. Go on. Go with God, my friend. And they were, at best, related to certain gangs. No one would offend a famous bounty hunter for them. A member of the Aurora Order? But I didn't attend Mr. X's gathering and an accident happened. Apparently it was quite a stunning scene. The person from MI9 said that Mr. X was assassinated on the spot and his corpse was taken away. And the assassin had used powers at the demigod level. The Aurora Order is investigating culprits? Every invitee? On the matter regarding Mr. X, she had once been thankful that Forrest had stopped her from attending, thus avoiding the accident. On the other hand, she felt that there wasn't anything wrong about her, allowing her to stand up to the scrutiny of any investigation. No, you can't. Therefore, I feel like maybe this is the part that Gio gets into trouble. Gio gets into trouble. Forrest asks the fool to help her. Fool reaches out to Gio. She has to become a member of the Tarot Club, and she joins. I did get electrocuted by a lot as a kid, but it all turned out well. What do you mean a lot, Justin? What were you doing? That man from MI9 said that the members of the Aurora Order are either lunatics or potential lunatics. You can't use common sense for them. The stressed Gio walked forward as she revised her path in the East Borough. This new route allowed her to obtain the help of friends at any time. If she was ambushed, there would be a good chance she could escape. As Gio walked, her mind suddenly went into a daze, as she realized she had unknowingly arrived back at her residence. Gio blankly entered and drank a cup of water as she was patted on the shoulder by Forrest. Accompany me to the East Borough. Gio was taken aback. You want to head out to get materials? Forrest immediately said that wasn't the case, indicating that she had previously accepted a mission to find the dust left behind after a ghost faded away. Why, Justin? What? What would... Okay, you do that once as a kid, no problem. You do that. How do you do that a second time? How do you do that 5 times? What is happening? I don't understand. My dad gave me an electrical and machinery safety lecture once every 2 weeks on the toddler. How? Like, a cat would touch a hot stove once, no problem. But you wouldn't touch it a second time. What are you talking about? Gio hesitated. Can't you push it back a day? I'm planning to attend Mr. X's gathering. Forrest wore a bitter look, saying that she had delayed it by too much and the mission's deadline was looming. Gio sighed and agreed to accompany her friend to the East Borough to find a deceased person that had just died or one that hadn't been discovered after a period of time since their death. As the two were about to exit, Gio felt a wind strike at her face as she trembled and snapped awake. She saw a wandering poet in the corner playing a 7-string guitar. Wandering poet, is this Leonard? Wes, we're talking, I don't know, apparently everyone in my chat used to get electrocuted as a kid, except for Dr. Z apparently. What the fuck? We'll be like, what's a child doing here? Oh, that is funny. That is funny, Blaze. Gio frowned slightly as she rubbed her temples. She had a nagging feeling that her mind had gone adrift. She maintained her vigilance as she followed her originally set route, entering a bar that sold lunch. On the way, she met an Eastborough resident who would occasionally provide her with intelligence. The man, who was either 23 or 24, had thinning eyebrows and his brown hair reached his shoulders. His facial features were rather soft. He gave off an odd vibe. Sherman, did anything happen in the past few days? She greeted. According to what she knew, the man named Sherman had always thought of himself as a woman. However, fate had played a terrible joke on him, making him a man, making him suffer a lot of ostracization for years. It's been peaceful, Sherman said. No man offered to buy me any drinks. Drinking is bad, Gio advised. Walking past him, Sherman spat as he walked to the entrance, swaying his hips until he arrived at the condominium he rented. He paused at the door for nearly a minute before taking 2 steps to the side and knocking on the door next door. The fuck? The wooden door creaked as a low female voice sounded, with undeniable sweetness. Have you made your decision? Sherman walked in and closed the door behind him. Looking towards the bed, he said to the black-dressed lady, I'm still doubtful. I don't believe there's something as magical as that. They're gonna make... Oh my god, they're gonna make Sherman a demoness. No. I mean, for him it's actually good, because for her, it's actually good. I don't actually know, right? It's actually good because they don't feel they don't feel gender dysphoria anymore. That's good. To him, the lady had a round face and a gentle, refined temperament. This is fucking Trissy. Round face is Trissy, of course. She was rather charming and alluring. She said to Sherman, haven't you seen the picture of my former appearance? But that might have been your twin brother. I find it difficult to believe there's a substance to change me into a woman, Sherman said. Then you can pretend that it's fake. You may leave. I'm willing to give it a try. Although I know that you might be bluffing me, I still wish to try. Then what price do I need to pay? Listen to my instruction and do and help me do certain tasks. Don't worry. They will definitely be things you can do. To truly change your sex, you will need to drink 3 potions and complete certain rituals. I will guide you. Upon seeing this, she said in a self-deprecating manner, you can consider your female name. At night, in the Backland Bridge area, in the small alley at Iron Gate Street, Gio stood under a street lamp as that had been shattered by someone, recounting what happened. After confirming that she wasn't being tailed, is Senta here? Oh, Senta! Shit, I didn't see him, man. How you doing? Sherman, speedrunning sequence 9 and 8. Yeah, I know. No one's gonna be more motivated to digest those potions. Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing? At night, in the Backland Bridge area, anime girl gambling, money gambling. Listen, there is something to gacha gambling. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not above it. I used to play gacha games for years, all throughout high school. I remember, because my bus used to come home, because like I went to high school. My high school was pretty far away from home, so like my bus would come at 6:30 in the morning. So like 6:30 in the morning to like 7:30 or so, I was just sitting on the bus early in the morning. Everyone's sleepy. Everyone's like basically falling asleep. No one's talking. Who gives a fuck? So I would play Bleach Brave Souls and just I remember so distinctly. I just started playing, and I summoned my first SSR, which was like a peak character at the time. It was Thousand Year Bloodwork Toshiro, and he was such a goated character. Oh my god! I remember Bleach Brave Souls 10-year anniversary is coming. Jesus Christ, I'm old as fuck, dude. When I started playing, I think it was the 3rd anniversary. It was the first year that I was playing. That's crazy, dude. I'm old. Oh, I remember the exact, the bus was taking an exit when I hit that summon button and Toshido came up. I remember the exact exit I was taking at 6 at like 7 in the morning. Oh god, it was so hyped, dude. Like I nearly jumped out of my fucking seat at 7 in the morning. Everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck is he doing? And fuck you, Justin. Okay. Okay. At night, Backland Bridge area, Gio stood under a street lamp that had been shattered, recounting what happened. After confirming she wasn't being tailed, she returned home and secretly observed Fours. She discovered that her friend didn't head out at all, staying home like she normally did. She spent most of her time reading novels, newspapers, and magazines. She drew the curtains in her room for nearly an hour, as she was familiarizing herself with her Beyonder powers. Until she had nothing to do, she got a piece of paper and spent 15 minutes writing the opening to her new book. Finally, she tore it apart, crumpled it into a ball, and threw it out. She drinks and smokes a lot, Gio clenched her teeth. She then saw a figure in a black suit walking out of the shadows. What is BD2? Baldur's? No, that'd be BG. I was thinking Baldur's Gate. Hell no, I'm playing Valorant, and hey, Valor's fair. I never got into Valorant. I don't know. Listen, if I'm playing a shooting game, I want it to be fair, okay? I want it to be you got a gun and I got a gun. Brown dust too, I see. I don't like all this whole bullshit of like, oh, my specialist can make a fucking shield and then some water and then fucking gun. Kill me, dude. Ugh. Get me the fuck out of here. If I'm playing, I will play CS2. I will play CSGO. I honestly wasn't a huge fan either, but I mean CSGO is good, but I just never really got that into it. The man was tall. It was the MI9 agent in contact with Gio. Is there anything urgent? He asked. I was tailed to the East Borough. I suspect someone from the Aurora Order investigating what happened during the gathering. You play TF2? Nah, not really, man. I don't know. I've normally, like, it's been years since I've played like a actual game. The only thing I was briefly into Marvel Rivals when it came out. Yeah, but like that's it. I love the CS:GO community is good. Like I love watching CS:GO. I just don't like playing it. The topic Gio had prepared to talk about was someone about she asked to look for someone. She planned on using a clue that couldn't be confirmed. To make her, however, she had a more suitable excuse now thanks to the Aurora Order. The lunatics from the Aurora Order are like that. Although they know that we're investigating the matter and finding them, they don't shirk back. If it's not because of that, they wouldn't always be suffering setbacks. To be frank, I'm very surprised that they didn't directly surround you and bring you to a secluded place to interrogate you. I'm not sure what I encountered. For a brief period of time, I seemed to be in a daze and can't remember what I recalled. The investigation pertaining to you should have ended. The importance the Aurora Order has placed on this matter exceeded my imagination. I will report the matter. You mentioned that many Beyonders received the invitation but didn't attend? Gio nodded. The participants of each gathering doesn't exceed a third of the number of people invited. This is mostly normal for a gathering. It's not an exception. Are there any clues about the person I got you to search for? The man asked. The person whose original name was Trissy? Not yet. She's likely experienced. I peeked him up here. The number of people she has killed is more than the number of bounty missions you have completed. If you have any clues, make sure not to approach her. She's very dangerous. Is there a new commission? Gio asked. Why have you become so proactive? I'm almost about to save up enough points to exchange for the interrogator potion formula. I want to get it early. There's no need for that. You can directly exchange it for the potion, and it'll save quite a bit of points. I already have the Beyonder characteristic. Gio shook her head. That'll take a long time. I might be able to buy the ingredients at the gatherings. The golden masked man didn't insist and said, I wish you luck. And plus, the truth of the matter is, I don't really have many. Like most of my friends are kind of, they don't play too many games anymore. So I don't really have like a party to play with. And if I'm playing like FPSs or any kind of online games, I want to play in a party. I don't like playing by myself. That shit just gets boring as fuck. So if I'm playing a game nowadays, it's almost certainly a single player game. Like I will, you know, I don't know what, but yeah. I'm not actually playing anything right now, but because I've just been so busy with content and stuff. Except for Minecraft with you guys, I guess. Nah, I can't do solo queue, Justin. I just don't have that in me. This time it's a rather complicated mission. If you can complete it, you should have enough points. Gio was delighted. What's the mission? Yeah, exactly. That's the problem, Senta. Like, no one comms either, which is annoying as fuck. Take note of the people Viscount Stratford interacts with, and list it down and report it to me before, and list them down in a report before submitting it to me. There's no need for you to frequently monitor him. Whenever you're free or walk past, take note of it in passing. Trust me, you're not the only one on this mission. As long as you hand over a report of a certain value a week, it'll be considered as you contributing a certain amount. This can be repeated weekly. Viscount Stratford. Gio fell into a daze again. The Viscount was the captain of the Royal Guards. He was once her father's deputy. Oh, shit. Okay, dope. Did y'all send the... Okay, dope. 820. Alright, guys. I think we'll end it there. There's no thing today. Also patient. Alright, it's like 12-year-old and they have 0 patience. True. Alright, although don't be too hard to them, Senta. We were all like that once, okay? We were all that 12-year-old kid once. I remember being like 12 playing COD or whatever, and the first time I joined an online lobby and I actually had a mic, they were like, how fucking old are you? I was like, I'm 14. And they're like, you're 14, you're a fucking chap, dude. Next stream in like 11 hours? Yes. Yeah, about Dr. Z. Yep. You know what? Since I actually kind of occasionally forget to, let's just schedule this next stream right now. Because if it's scheduled, then I won't keep sleeping. Let me just schedule it right now. Yeah, dude, my first game ever, really, on my PlayStation 3 when I first got it was Modern Warfare 2. I don't know if any of you have played Modern Warfare 2. Those lobbies are the most fucking heralding shit. It gave you such tough skin as a kid. Holy fuck. No matter what happened, you were like, it's fine, because my god, those lobbies were rough as fuck as a kid. They were rough as fuck for everybody, actually. I don't give a fuck how old you are. Oh my god, people were so mean. The first COD I ever played was like Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 1. Oh, Modern Warfare 3 was dope as fuck, dude. Modern Warfare 3 was good. Black Ops 1 was, of course, great too. Black Ops 2 was great too. Oh, man. Those were great. Those were the good old days, boys. Alright, guys. We're going to end it there. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day or nights. People were and still are heinous. I feel like it's gotten better, Center, because I feel like the moderation teams have gotten a lot better, and like if you get reported and they check your logs, oh, you're getting banned for Oblivion. But like they're better. Back in the day, no one gave a fuck. You just said whatever. Alright, that's it, guys. Everyone have a great rest of your day or nights, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye, guys.